Hello and welcome to the old Fliers. The pit manoeuvre, or precision immobilisation technique, also known as the TVI or tactical vehicle intervention, is a tactical ramming of a pursued vehicle to bring about the end of a chase. You might have seen these on YouTube. The technique was first used in West Virginia in the late 1980s. Pit manoeuvres are exciting to watch. All good. But what has this to do with an aviation channel? I mean, it is not as if one plane can pit manoeuvre another, right? You might be surprised to learn that 80 years ago in World War II, a similar technique was used to bring down dangerous aircraft. The pursued aircraft was a V-1 flying bomb, the world's first cruise missile. The Vengeance Weapon 1 was known by the Allies as doodlebugs or buzz bombs due to the distinctive buzz sound they made. The V-1 was originally named the FI-103 after the Fliers company who designed the airframe. Fliers, best known for producing the Fliers Storch, also made many other successful models and built Messerschmitt Bf-109 and Focke-Wulfe FW-190s under license. The V-1 was powered by a simple but noisy pulse jet that pushed them along at 600 kilometers per hour in level flight, comparable to a Spitfire's speed. The range was not far, just 240 kilometres. Almost 30,000 were produced in World War II. Each carried an 850 kilo high explosive warhead. More than 20,000 were launched at British and continental targets, mostly London and Antwerp, from June 1944 to March 1945. The first V-1 that fell on Britain was on the 13th of June 1944 at Swanscombe in Kent. 2,340 hit London, causing 5,475 deaths and injuring 16,000 people. The psychological terror it caused citizens was terrible, as the missile was inaccurate and destruction was so random. Defence against V-1s consisted of anti-aircraft artillery such as the Z battery. These guns fired shells with proximity fuses which would explode near the V-1, damaging or destroying it. Large tethered barrage balloons with steel cables were deployed to create obstacles in the path of V-1 flying bombs. Electronic countermeasures and radio jamming were used to disrupt the V-1's guidance systems, but this wasn't very successful. Allied pilots were tasked with coming up with a technique to bring down these missiles. The British Supermarine Spitfire and the North American P-51 Mustang could intercept and shoot down V-1 flying bombs in flight with machine guns and cannon. They found that shooting at a V-1 from behind was dangerous. The attacking plane would hit the debris at 600 kilometers per hour, bringing down the pilot. Better yet, deflection shots from a distance, aiming ahead of the moving target and timing the shot correctly. One of the most successful Allied pilots in shooting down V-1 flying bombs was Group Captain John "Cat's Eyes" Cunningham, a British Royal Air Force fighter pilot. Cunningham was a highly skilled night fighter pilot and played a significant role in intercepting and destroying V-1 flying bombs, especially during the latter stages of the war when these attacks were most intense. Cunningham's nickname, "Cat's Eyes", came from his exceptional night vision, which made him particularly effective in intercepting and shooting down V-1 flying bombs at night. V-1 missile exhaust was a beacon for night fighters. Cunningham was commander of 85 Squadron RAF, which was tasked with defending London against these attacks. It is believed that he personally shot down at least 19 of them. But here is where the pit manoeuvre comes in. Pilots found that they could tip the V-1's wings by flying extremely close to it, disrupting its stability and causing it to crash. The method required great skill and precision. It didn't result in a mid-air explosion, thus endangering a pilot's life. This action would preferably be well away from built-up areas. It is doubtful whether this technique would work on modern cruise missiles, as their onboard guidance systems are just too clever. Thank you for watching. Liking and subscribing makes me feel good and encourages new content.